Hey, what's up, you guys? I know I made a post earlier today stating that I was going to let you guys know why I chose to go with AUTOFLEX opposed to traditional paint or vinyl wrap. I'll start with why I didn't do traditional paint. So traditional paint jobs, if you're going to go left field and change the color completely, then a proper way to do it is to paint your door jambs. And the reason why I didn't want to go that route is because painting your door jambs changes the game entirely. You got to change your registration. You have to change your title. You have to change the type of insurance that you have on the vehicle once you paint your door jambs. So, and usually if you own your vehicle outright and you decide to sell it later, it makes it a little bit of a pain to sell that vehicle, because now who's ever purchasing that vehicle, now they're assuming the car was taken apart. They're assuming that, okay, maybe the car was in an accident, so they decided to change the color. There's so many things that go through your head once you find out that a vehicle had a color change. So, plus obviously adds no value to you. Aside from that, a proper color change at a really good shop costs around $5,000. Not the guys that that say they can do it for $1,500 in the backyard or whatever the case. Sometimes those jobs do come out great, but at a proper shop with a proper material that for paint that's going to last you years to come, that type of job costs a lot of money, especially if they have to do door jambs, because the doors should be taken off the vehicle. Interior sometimes get taken out, glass gets taken out, a full color change. There's a lot that goes into it. So that's one reason why I didn't go with traditional paint. The reason why I didn't go with vinyl wrap is because the properties that AUTOFLEX has is very similar to regular traditional paint. So I can wet sand it, I can compound it, clay bar it, wax it, whatever it is that I want to do to it, I can do, and I don't have to worry about destroying the vinyl or the paper. Another big thing that's great for me is that if I ever decide to peel this later, I don't have to worry about glue residue on the vehicle. I don't have to worry about it lifting my clear coat when I decide to take it off later or something like that. So there's things that I don't have to worry about now that I have the vehicle AUTOFLEX. Say if I just, plus this stuff is extremely strong, so it's pretty much rock chip resistant depending on how much product the installer puts on the bumpers or other parts of the vehicle. If the installation is done correctly, your vehicle is going to look exactly like traditional paint. And the beautiful part about it is that it peels off. Vinyl wrap and stuff is cool, but you're very limited to options. Unless you have a guy that does graphics and then he can create a custom graphic for you. That's great, that's cool and all, but how far out of the spectrum can you actually go? You can't really go very far. But when it comes to AUTOFLEX, the possibilities are extremely endless. If you wanted to do clear with a flake in it, whatever it is that you want to do, if you can imagine it, it can be done. And that's a beautiful part about it. With vinyl wrap, you can only go but so far before it starts getting wild. Even you have brushed vinyl. You can't even lay brush. Certain people won't even take the job. Brushed vinyl is extremely difficult to do, and it costs a lot of money. My Jeep is candy apple red, okay? A candy apple red paint job costs anywhere from $8 to $10,000 on an SUV. I didn't pay anywhere near $8 to $10,000. I really don't feel comfortable disclosing what I paid for my vehicle to get done, but just know that I'm a couple grand under 8 to 10 G's. Like I'm way under that. So for me to want the shine that I wanted, and for me to get the color that I wanted, closest to 46V, which is the OEM Mazda color, which is the color that I really wanted, but we ended up getting this and it came out 1,000 times better, obviously. So I could never have gotten that with a vinyl wrap. And that kind of sucks because vinyl wrap really limits you. So I personally think AUTOFLEX is the future, and I think it's going to go a really long way. And it's just, this is why I'm making this video and why I'm pushing this onto people. Well, kind of like just educating people, is because it's the future, you know what I mean? And vinyl wrap is cool and all, but you can only go but so far. We don't know for sure how long we can keep AUTOFLEX on the vehicle, but I for sure know that it's a lot longer than the traditional vinyl wrap. When vinyl wrap my roof of my truck, before I decided to go AUTOFLEX, it had vinyl wrap on it. And the truck came from Texas, it had vinyl wrap on the chrome trimming. The vinyl wrap in the sun pretty much baked into the paint. So all of that glue, all of that 3M non-lift edge stuff, all of that adhesive was just baked into the paint. So the paint had to get really treated properly before it was painted. So, that type of stuff I don't ever have to worry about. And not only do I have to not worry about it, whoever purchases this truck after me, they don't need to worry about it. They know that the OEM paint is underneath this stuff and it's protected the right way. I don't think there's any other vehicle protection out there that looks this good. So you guys have these crazy investments, whether it be Tesla, BMW, whatever, even if it's your 98 Accord, it's something you spend your money on, So this is the best protection with the shine that I think to hit the market. It's incredible. People try to put Plasti Dip and AUTOFLEX in the same sentence, but they are very different. They are a world away from each other. I mean, if you want to go based upon concept and say, okay, you spray it on, you peel it off. That is very true. You do spray it on and you peel it off, but they are in two completely different worlds of one another. I mean, this is the best protection with the shine that I think personally anyone could ever get. Clear bra, vinyl wrap, all of that stuff is cool, but now you can actually spray something on and have it really resistant to rock chips, self-healing in the sun from scratches, things of that nature. That stuff is just beautiful. Things that you will never get with a vinyl wrap. The only downside to this stuff is that if you were to ever, say, scratch a panel, right? And you have a crazy custom mix, if you go to the right installer, then you shouldn't have the issue of them blending that panel the right way, making sure the bumper to quarter panel and all that stuff works out the right way. You can't just go to anybody to do this stuff. That's the downside. But if you're going to protect your vehicle, you're going to protect your investment the right way, you're going to go to the right people. And there's a reason why not anyone and everyone is allowed to spray AUTOFLEX. You have to be a certified installer to be able to spray this stuff or to be able to purchase it from KP. I'm not sure if anybody else can get their hands on it, but that's my understanding of it. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. But if you're out of state and you're not in New York and you can't use Pro Dipper, or if you can't send your car to him, you can go to kppigments.com or you can go to AUTOFLEX Coatings on Instagram and you can find an installer in your area that'll be able to spray your car for you. And the possibilities are endless, okay? If you see an OEM car driving down the street and that's a fucking crazy green that you want, they can pretty much match that green. It's called OEM tint match. So there are a lot of things to it. There are a lot of things. I can sit here and ramble all night about it, but obviously I can't do that. Hopefully this video was as informal as I could be, and you take a lesson from it, and it makes your life easier when it's time to decide between vinyl or AUTOFLEX. You guys have a good night.